Renegade Immortal Episode 157. In the previous episode, Wang Lin faced the Golden Armored Commander, a fearsome cultivator whose power nearly rivaled the late stage of Ascendants. As he struck the demon drum, the force rebounded through his body, breaking thousands of life seals. Instead of resisting, Wang Lin began to comprehend the drum's unyielding aura, merging with it and even using its power to cleanse his marrow, an ability few could achieve. Each strike revealed his growing mastery in the mysterious, defying intent within the drum, leaving the crowd, including the highest commander-in-chiefs, in awe. At the end of the previous episode, the 11th strike of the demon drum echoed across the square, spreading a profound, soul-stirring sadness, and for the first time, the Heaven Commander-in-Chief fully opened his eyes, his attention fixed solely on Wang Lin. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. At this moment, all of the spectators on the three stands were completely silent. The sound from the drum echoed across the square, rolling like distant thunder yet carrying an impossible weight of sadness. It was a sadness that felt personal, like a wounded heart exposed to the world. Those who heard it could not help but feel memories surface, emotions long buried rushing back in a flood. Everyone in the square, from the lowest observer to the commander-in-chiefs, was silent, frozen as if caught in a spell. The drum's resonance was unlike anything ordinary, it seeped into the soul, brushing against the very core of the heart. Wang Lin's hand rested firmly upon it, steady, controlled, yet the sound that came from it was alive, imbued with his Tao, spreading far beyond the square itself. As the vibrations touched the air, fragments of Wang Lin's life unfolded in his mind, vivid and sharp. He saw his time with Li Muwan, the laughter, the intimacy, the heartbreak of loss. He felt the crushing weight of 700 years spent cultivating in loneliness, the trial of 100 years in the Heavenly Fate sect, and the quiet desolation of wandering through the streets of Sky Demon City. A soul unseen by the world. Each memory came with an ache, a muted sorrow that had lingered in him for centuries. But before he could dwell too deeply, a faint sound reached him, delicate yet piercing, a zither from a distant boat. The music wrapped around him like a gentle breeze, cleansing, refining, purifying. It intertwined with the drum's deep, sonorous tones, and for the first time, Wang Lin's heart acted as a bridge between the two sounds. Through his hand on the drum, he channeled the sadness that had lived within him since Li Muwan's death, allowing it to merge with the music, to transform into something beyond words. The effect was immediate. The sound of the drum filled the square, echoing into every corner, and some of those present could not hold back tears. The spectators were transported into their own memories, their joys, their regrets, their long-forgotten sorrows surfacing in response to the resonating emotion. Every person has a story buried deep in their heart, and the drum had a power to awaken those stories, making them live again for a fleeting moment. Wang Lin, in that instant, projected the fullness of his emotion, the sorrow of centuries condensed into each beat. Among the demon generals, Mo Lihai's expression softened, revealing reminiscence and subtle sorrow, while Shi Xiao, too, showed a flicker of emotion. Only Mo Fei remained untouched, cold and indifferent, a solitary figure against the tide of feeling. The drum continued its song, until the vibrations slowly faded. When the silence finally returned, many were surprised to find their cheeks wet with tears, as if the drum had reached into their marrow. The Zan Vice Commander-in-Chief exhaled softly, admiration settling into his expression. He realized that Wang Lin's mastery of the drum was extraordinary, transcending technique and cultivation. Spreading intent through the sound of a drum was a display of realm, a level of mastery that few could achieve. The other commander-in-chiefs, too, felt the shock of realization. They were witnessing a refinement of the soul, a demonstration of power that went beyond the physical. Wang Lin raised his right hand and surveyed the square. Every gaze turned to him, every breath held in anticipation. His eyes fell first upon the golden armored man. The man's face was pale, his mind reeling at the 10 strikes he had just witnessed. The drum had shaken him repeatedly, each beat a demonstration of skill and intent. Yet, the 11th strike struck differently. It carried intent, A presence beyond cultivation, beyond raw power. Even the golden armored man knew in that moment that this was something he could not achieve. It was not a matter of strength, it was the realm itself. The refinement of spirit and body. Wang Lin spoke calmly, audibly to all. 15 times. And you will take off one of your own arms? The golden armored man's scalp tingled. He would rather charge forward into battle than answer this challenge. Wang Lin then shifted his gaze across the spectators. Most avoided meeting his eyes, except for the Zan vice commander-in-chief, who returned the gaze with clarity and a hint of regret. A silent acknowledgement passed between them, a mutual understanding of respect and the weight of what had just occurred. The other commander-in-chiefs and demon generals shared similar silent exchanges, each understanding Wang Lin's power in a moment of wordless communication. Finally, Wang Lin's gaze settled on Mo Fei, whose face remained indifferent, almost cold. Wang Lin closed his eyes and placed his hand lightly on the drum. This time, his aim was no longer to produce sound. This was the moment when he felt the call of the Ascendant stage. The edge of a new realm lay within reach, a realm that promised transcendence. Wang Lin whispered with quiet determination, "I want Ascendant." The drum answered. Without movement, the drum roared like a thunderclap, each vibration resonating through the sky. The second ring carried even more sadness than the first, each note fusing with the other to form a concentrated power that surged into Wang Lin's body. The 12th, 13th, and 14th rings followed, the energy building exponentially. Those who heard it felt it deep in their bones, a resonance that shook their very marrow. An echo of transformation. Drops of black liquid oozed from every pore on Wang Lin's body. The unmistakable sign of true marrow cleansing. The observers, including the Heaven Commander-in-Chief, watched in awe. The demon drum, a treasure of the Sky Demon country, had traditionally allowed only natives to undergo marrow cleansing. Wang Lin, an outsider, had not only achieved it but elevated it, purifying his body completely. The energy coursing through him radiated power, refinement, and a promise of something greater yet to come. Opening his eyes, Wang Lin felt the clarity of his body and spirit. He reflected on his 700 years of cultivation, reaching the peak of the late stage of soul transformation, yet realizing why he had not reached the Ascendant stage before. His Tao heart was incomplete, burdened by lingering sadness, scars in his soul tied to the memory of Li Muwan and the thought of Wan Er. His heart carried sorrow, a weight that had kept him from ascending. But with the power of the drum, he had condensed a century of emotional experience into moments, releasing all lingering sadness into the sound. His Tao heart was now free to complete its path toward Ascendant. Yet as the final traces of emotion flowed out, hesitation struck. To release this sorrow was to forget, to let go of the memories that had defined him for centuries. Wang Lin's hand trembled with the weight of this decision. But doing this means I choose to forget. Do I really want to forget? At this moment, Wang Lin's hand trembled. In this episode, we saw Wang Lin unleash the full power of the demon drum, fusing his own sorrow with its sound and experiencing a level of cultivation that brought him to the very edge of the Ascendant stage. We witnessed how his emotions, memories of Li Muwan, and the pain he carried for centuries were transformed into a force that purified his body and refined his Tao. The reactions of the demon generals and commander-in-chiefs showed just how extraordinary his mastery had become, as even the most experienced cultivators could feel the profound impact of his marrow cleansing. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Renegade Immortal. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next episode.